Well, that last one that I did was a little confusing because it's just like a random piece that seems to be should be going with another piece. But this is actually one that I did do when I was in university, uh, and I remember it very, very, very well. Um, Actually, if you recall the series Roots, Roots, which Huxley, I believe it was, put out, was very enlightening historical stories of how the Africans were brought to this country and stolen and sold as slaves by the Europeans, brought over here and, sold on platforms like they were, pieces of meat, cattle or something, and then beaten and raped and uh, sexually, you know, who knows what all happened to the folk. But I, for one, am extremely empathetic, so I um, took it very to heart. And I, of course, watched the whole series. In fact, I still have that whole entire series on VHS. Um, in fact, I bought the second series as well, which I did not watch, but I did watch the first 12. So, at any rate, I was in school at some time when I guess I was watching that, and I wrote this. It's called Condemnation, in parentheses, Roots. Bound by the chanting chains, my heart racing, sank into oblivion. Waste flowed freely, uncontrolled. Nightmares not. This and life are real. Burning sweat rolled from my puffed up and reddened eyes, open to face the cruelties of my brothers. My blood-drenched hands grasped desperately at the blistered earth for freedom, cast down among the waiting thorns, pierced more than a bruised carcass, but failing to repress the truth of the soul. Laughing through their golden teeth, they spoke of decency, perverted the jeweled bands upon their bodies, grew. We see no sorrow, feel no pain with our bags full, they said. Inlaid instead upon their minds imprinted duplicates of seen horrors, unforgivable sins locked within to never be forgotten by men or gods, yours or mine. Think no more, your time has come, hurriedly locking hands and feet, wasting not their profitable time for kindness, stripped of pride, culture, family, rotting in the smell of unbathed corpses, praying loudly, silently praying, surrounded by death, humility, wishing for an end, any end. I lay beside swollen flesh, gurgling, trying short breaths to breathe, wanting desperately to hold her, soothe her wounds. Too late for that. Feeling the warmth of her soul depart, knowing that I would be going soon, shined in my eyes one spark of light, awakened quickly by my rapid breath, crying, 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 for I was not dead. Blackened, wet hours passed as years, suffocating within the stench of malicious disease. Sleep was sickening, rocking, unventilated, waiting to waken, wishing to sleep forever. Unlike hibernation, the waking was sour, salt, splashed violently, reviving me often, saving me for the tormenting future. Some of us have empathy still. It isn't hard to put yourself inside the bottom of those ships and those plantations and what happened to people that we wanted. White Europeans wanted, because of greed, the same greed that today increases homelessness all over our country. Just try to find some empathy